It's time.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
I'm the guy.
Finger guns. Gary Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And now, the Garry Meier Show. Cocktail Hour, live.
Cocktails. Ooh, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, the 23rd of August, 2024. And of course, no matter where you are, it's time for Digital Mimosa. Ryan from Wisconsin is on the controls this week, and I'd give him time here to say something, but Ryan gets enough time on the show as it is, don't you think? So remember,
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
All of the past editions of the Cocktail Hour can be replayed on the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio
We may show them on the screen.
and or talk about them.
Ah, that's good. Disappeared.
Thank you for your attention.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live!
Live. Here we go. On America's podcast. Boom. Shakalaka.
Thank you, Todd Pickering, for that beautiful introduction. Boom, shakalaka, live, finger gun. Okay, here's how this works, in case you're new. I kick the tires, I light the fires, and then one more sequence has to happen for us to get the wheels up. That is this woman removing her wine condom, shooting it across the room, maybe. Who knows where it goes.
Generally, my
wheels
favorite
up.
part of the week. Yep. Got another Josh Chardonnay. Man, I'm getting pretty predictable with this stuff, but why mess with a good thing? It's a really tasty
If
little
it works,
wine.
it works.
Reasonably priced. I've been getting it on sale at Binny's Beverage Depot. So if you want a good price on it, ding, ding. Binny's, if you want to become a sponsor, we'd be happy to have you.
Hey,
In the
we're here.
meantime, yeah, looks like we've got some nice build up today. So
Good buoyancy.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
over the shoulder. Yeah.
That's good. That'll look good in the medley. Alan, the producer, he will put together a medley of all those in probably the next few weeks, and then boom, 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 we'll just all over the place, like a little fireworks display.
And you
Speaking
know
of
what?
Alan, wait,
Oh.
he took a shot at our little Ryan at the beginning.
I
there.
know. What was
How
that?
about it?
And we can never get enough, Ryan.
No.
Part of this week's prize package, and mind you, this week's prize package is awesome, and a lot of it has to do with a new generous donation to the prize closet. So, but I paid for these, and that's the disco light bulb or flashing ice cube. There you go.
It doesn't
Yum, yum.
cool the drink, it just illuminates it.
Mm-hmm. And I think with this glass, it's extra special. There you go.
Very
Pretty cool.
nice.
Yes.
All right. And Leslie will outline all the other things that she's going to give away later in the program. We'll tell you the phrase or the word that pays. And Ryan will be talking, and I don't think he talks all that much.
No.
And what he does say is very valuable because he keeps an eye on Wisconsin, and that state needs to be kept in check because a lot of crazy stuff comes out of there. Let's see.
Is
who
it an
checked in.
insult to Wisconsin people to say that they live north of the Cheddar Curtain? Because I've said to strangers, and it gets kind of a mixed response. Like, what?
They seem sensitive, but yet you watch the Packers game and they're wearing the wedge of cheese and all the cheese
Right.
accoutrements, they don't seem to mind it. They seem to embrace it, which I would do at this point. Why fight
It
it?
depends how much beer we've drank before.
Not to
And
be
how-
stereotypical here, but yeah.
Right, and how Jordan Love will do this year in the
Right,
QB position.
Correct.
All right. Let's go to the comments. Let me get the screen door up. Is it right? No. Is it right?
It's right.
No, it is.
As rain.
No
We usually-
Keely-Ann this week. Either I missed it because I was tied up,
Okay.
or she's on vacation.
Also, no Johnny from Michigan. He sends his regards to everyone.
What?
But he's got to work today. He's got this summer job and he's enjoying it. He also has a ride to the bank, so he can't miss out on an opportunity to get a lift. And so, once again,
Is that the
to
job
Johnny,
with the baseball team?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Some minor league team. He's working for them.
Yep.
And we are so appreciative of Johnny's input whenever he's here, and we're glad that he's got a job and he starts school again pretty soon. He's in the broadcasting curriculum.
Right.
I think this guy's a TV show. I say get out there in front of the camera.
So Johnny, for those of you who are new to the show, Johnny lives on a fixed income, but somehow manages to travel far and wide. He hops a bus, he stays at a hostel, he sees amazing things. People just open doors for him because he's a likable dude. I mean, that's how you met him pretty much, was he was just coming through Chicago and stopped by the Showcase studio. Well, he sent me a link to a story about Rick Steves, and I'm thinking, this is it. Rick Steves has finally called Johnny, because we keep saying that he needs his own show on PBS where he travels to these places on like $75. But it wasn't.
What was it?
This was a general mailing by Rick Steves. Rick Steves is battling
Pancreatic cancer.
No, prostate. And
prostate cancer.
Cancer you can get. This is one that is very fightable. So he's very optimistic, but that seems like what Rick Steves would be no matter what the diagnosis is. Well, then let's just go to the Trevi Fountain, throw in some coins and make the most of it and make a wish. But yeah, so he's God, I was so excited. I really thought Johnny from Michigan was going to get.
Well, really, he's Rick Steves without any money. What he does is Rick Steves didn't have any money, but he makes it work.
There you go.
Speaking of the Trevi Fountain, my top 10 list at GarryMeier.com, Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend were at the Trevi Fountain about a week or so ago making wishes, and I saw that picture and I thought, really, what do you have to wish for? I put
what is
together
it that you
10
don't
things.
have? Yeah.
Yes, I have 10 things, the top 10 things that Jeff and his girlfriend wished for at the Trevi Fountain.
And 2 of them involve not having to ever go potty, but then we expounded
Well,
on
then
that.
you had to do the deep dive and go, well, actually, that would work really well for his employees.
There, if he could just get those drivers and factory workers not to take potty breaks, I mean, cha-ching, it would have been great.
It's a Manhattan. I didn't hold that up earlier, but it's a Manhattan.
Okay. And it's got a polo mallet in it, huh?
Yes, that's the stir stick. I got those polo mallets. Well, I got the glasses. My wife got the glasses and the polo mallets from the Ralph Lauren store in Chicago, and they have a restaurant bar attached to the store, which is one of my favorite places. I just like that whole Ralph Lauren thing. It's Americana. That's America to me. He's tapped right into the whole cowboy and flannel shirt and
leather furniture. And there's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. And we kind of got away from this a bit, but Keely-Ann usually is the first comment in. And because Ryan is producing, he thinks that maybe, because she checks in very early, but if you check in too early, something happens where it's kicked out, right, Ryan?
Yeah, you miss it. And I had a funeral today, so I didn't get back into the studio till about 3:30. So I may have missed it, but our first comment is from Martin from British Columbia. That would be our first
if she's around, she can resend it. Martin's here every week. from BC. We're always happy to see MK. And who else? Greg. Okay. Greg is going to play a very important part in today's show.
Right.
Because he sent Leslie a whole bunch of stuff to give away.
Well, and once again,
you're wearing something he gave you, right?
I am. I'm wearing my new pin. I actually am wearing a little blazer thing because I don't normally wear blazers, but I've got a blazer on just so I could wear a pin. And there it is up close.
Is that not awesome? It's a black cat with a knife in its mouth.
Thank you, Greg. And seriously, thank you for all the swag. I mean, I immediately shared pictures with you, Garry, and with Ryan, and we couldn't be giddier. And of course, we're going to have to parcel this out over the coming weeks because you don't want to do it all in one shot.
No, but it's going to be good as it gets parceled.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tundra Blitz said that Kellyanne checked in a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
Oh, a minute ago.
Let me see. I was way at the top. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
There she is.
Let me see if I can quickly find it. There's lots of comments here.
Nice one, Kellyanne. 508. She checked in.
508. Okay, sorry.
Central.
508. 508. Central.
Hang on.
508 Central.
Is that an angel number? You messed with my head with that one. At some point, we have to talk about angel numbers.
Yeah, I will get to that in a second. First, Kellyanne, my bumper sticker says, Pascal, trim my schnauzer. Okay. Here's what she's referring to. I have now become adjacent to the new season of The Bachelorette because one of the male contestants he used to be my operator. He used to cut my hair, Pascal. And do you have a picture?
I do.
Stylist for those of you who are born after 1940.
Right.
So.
But I like the old term. This is
word.
Pascal.
Oh,
and he
So is this a Golden Bachelorette?
Yeah. This is the older crowd. And he's part of the mix. And the people that troll that show and seem to find out a lot before it even airs, they claim that he makes it at least to the top 4.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, he used to quaff me.
So she won't be meeting his parents probably, but will maybe be meeting his family.
He has kids. He was married before and that whole thing. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I haven't talked to him in a while. I had him on my radio show a number of years ago because he put up a billboard in Chicago that got some stirring around it. And we talked about it the other day, and it was very benign when you break it down. And people were upset, and he just said, if you don't like it, then don't look at it. And if you are a customer of mine and are offended, then don't come back. I have plenty of customers. That's Pascal. So yeah, that starts after Labor Day. About a week or so after Labor Day. So I'll be watching this season.
So will The Bachelorette be one of the also rans from the previous Golden Bachelor?
Don't they take it from the previous show and seed the new one?
Right.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Miss Runner-Up. Yeah.
Just going way, way into the future. If he doesn't get picked, he seems like the kind of guy that they'd pick to be the next Bachelor.
I can see that.
Yeah, he's from Morocco. He's got.
You said he's got international flair.
Oh yeah. He's something else. So there I have my adjacency to The Bachelorette. And here's what I'm going to try to do. And I know I've not been successful with Larry Mondello, the Beaver, John Hinckley, Bill. Yeah, I mean, I got a list of, hey, call me sometime.
Won't
Billy
answer
Zane.
Gary's calls. Billy's.
I mean, all these people.
Billy's not answering your calls anymore?
Well, the texts go back and forth for a while. Then there's this long stretch. But
he does have a big film coming out.
Yes, he does. And he plays Marlon Brando. And he looks just like Marlon Brando in the pictures I've seen. So I'd love to talk about this movie and the making of Titanic, of course. Of course, because he was in this huge movie.
Yeah.
That's of course that works. I'm very weird about of course, literally, obviously. Speaking of the Titanic, next Friday, the marketing director for the Volo Auto Museum in Volo, Illinois, will be on to talk about the cars that were owned by the millionaires that were on the Titanic who never got to drive their cars again. And we know why. Volo has these cars. These are their cars. And we're going to talk about that and some other Titanic stuff.
These aren't the one. They didn't pull these out of the Atlantic, like the yacht that they just recently pulled out of. Well, I guess they didn't even pull the yacht out. They just pulled the body.
All the bodies out of that yacht that sunk.
That was a bad party.
Italy.
Yeah.
And it's getting to be weird. It's one of those stories that starts building weird. I heard that the lawyer that worked for the guy that drowned, who had this lawsuit against him, and he was acquitted a couple months ago. His lawyer was killed a couple months ago, I believe, in some kind of car accident. So now this guy's dead. His daughter's dead. The wife survived. And she said she was near him when everything started to go crazy. And I don't know how she got out. He didn't, but.
And it's hard to believe that there could be any foul play because, like, how do you stage a tornado?
Yeah.
this was
really? Yes. Yeah. And they're speculating that they didn't have the keel down and that would have stabilized the ship. They had the hatches open. So when it really came quickly, but then I heard that the weather forecast said, do not go out today. Storms are coming. Why would you ignore that?
Yeah, that seems like some bad boating. Well, you live and learn. Oh, or you don't.
Wow, you are feisty.
I am.
Brian, the wonderful player in the house band of the GarrForce. Oh, yes. Going with the Notre Dame Father Hesburgh Manhattan tonight.
Oh.
Delicious. So
I think it's Parents' Weekend at Notre Dame. So
what can you do when you're celibate? You drink. You got to do something. Jesus.
Nothing wrong with that.
Which part? David, whether miniature, standard, or giant, all schnauzers are fun to play with. Hello from Oak Lawn, Illinois. All schnauzers welcome. Samantha, checking in from Mundelein. Isn't Samantha the one who has a mocktail every week?
Is it Sam? Well, now we find out that the multiple Voiduses are a mother-daughter duo. Oh, there she is with her mocktail.
You can have cock or mock. You pick the tail. We don't care. And Mike from Lake Barrington, Illinois, checking in. That's the home of Matt's Barn from Oh Yes. That's where they perform.
And we'll be doing some live broadcasting from Matt's Barn in September.
You will be there, and Ryan will be there, and I wish I could be there, but I'm attending to a family member, so it's difficult to do some of this stuff right now.
Yeah. So.
But hopefully that'll be a thing where we can invite listeners and whatnot.
Maybe not this one, but eventually, we're going to figure out.
Right, but you're going to go check it out for the first time with Ryan. That's cool. And you're going to broadcast your end of it from the barn. Driving to O'Hare International to drop off my daughter who is leaving to live in Dublin, Ireland. Wow. That's always a moment. We did that with our daughter. She had a semester in England. And boy, when you only have one child, that's very emotional, as you can imagine. And I would imagine even if you have more than one, when they leave for college.
And it's that time of year where parents all over the USOA are loading up vans and U-Hauls and sending their kids off to school. And
she told me she's at this one course in London, and the professor starts talking about this event in Chicago in 1979 called Disco Demolition, and he's eviscerating the whole thing. And she's sitting there going, oh my God, I know some of the participants.
Meier, no relation. No.
Here she is in London, and it's 45 years later or so, not 40 years later, whatever. And this guy's talking about this, and she's thinking, I think I know something about that.
Say something or
and she's like, ooh, okay. A few more, and then we want to bring Jenna on for the discussion. This is Mac from Queen Creek AZ. In the house, time for Chicago to host the GarrForce convention. I think the Wiener Circle would be great for that event.
Very nice.
This is a place in Chicago, and these shows that came in for the Democratic convention, the late shows, they all went there because it's one of those Chicago centerpieces. And I've never been there. And what happens is when you walk in, the people that work there, this is one of those insult things. What do you want, asshole? I'd like a hot dog. All right, move over here, you piece of shit. It's that.
You know, it's kind of like the observatory decks of the big buildings. For most Chicagoans, the only reason I was ever at the observatory deck of the Hancock building was because I work there. We had an office in the center of it. But like, have you ever been to the top of the Willis Tower, Sears Tower?
I did my show there.
Oh, did you? Okay. Otherwise, you do it when out of town guests show up. That's how
Otherwise, I don't think I'd trot over there. You're right. And I went out into that cube that goes outside the building.
Oh, did your thighs get all
gets a little
wobbly?
Wonky when you first step out there, and I think people down on the street were looking at my dress.
Freaking way. Oh,
I picked the wrong day not to wear underwear.
To wear your kilt.
Yeah, exactly. So who else is here? Let's motor through some more comments. Stick Save. Cracking open some Yinglings and watching some GarrForce from Frankfort, Illinois, my former hometown. Love Frankfurt. And they got a place there, I think it's still there, ice cream shop that we used to go to. That's where our daughter had her first ice cream. That moment, and I'll never forget it. Held the cone up, she went into it and then pulled her, and then she went, oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah, wanty.
All right, who was that there, Ryan? Cindy, Wheeling. Glad it's Friday. Yes, Cindy. Here's the thing. I don't want to do this. Why do I do this?
You do it because you need to do it, Garry.
I need to do it. And if I don't do it, what happens? I tip over. Yeah. And I don't want to tip over.
Nope.
And you don't either.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Maybe one more.
Stick Save. What's the name of the ice cream? Is it still there? It's pretty well known. I can't remember. I mean, the memory's going, and I don't know if I should do some testing.
Well,
but I haven't been there in a while.
One only has so much storage space in a noggin.
New stuff's coming in. I got to put something out.
There you go.
Yeah.
I will see ice cream.
And they have a few other locations in the southwestern suburbs. It was always good. David from Naperville, Illinois, Doggy Boy, Woof Woof, Patty D. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Yes, the Creamery. Doggy Boy's right. The Creamery. Okay. Yes. I wonder how many things should you worry if you remember less and less over what period of time, or how many things before you go, uh-oh,
this is getting to be a problem. I guess when
you're not saying you're not saying making a statement. You're just saying that's what you would say if it gets to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. But listen, happen. Things happen. You move on, and life takes you this way and that way. And I got a lot on my mind, I think.
Right.
All right. They have one in Lombard, Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah. In case you want to check it out. Always good. God, I love a good ice cream place, don't you? Sit there with a big cup of,
There's nothing as wholesome as an ice cream.
If you can't
remember
your 29th birthday, then you're up Craps Creek.
I can't remember my 29th.
Well, it was that last one of the 20s, so I kind of remember it.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Let's bring Jenna on, because I'm sure she'd like to participate in whatever the hell this is.
She hasn't even celebrated her 29th birthday yet. So
exactly.
Right.
So,
how many more years before that happens?
I think we're at like -3.
Wow. Can you imagine being her age again? I can.
Oh my God. I was
Here's,
so firm.
this is the bit, and I heard it, and you're hearing it and gonna hear it if you haven't. It happens so damn fast where you wake up and go, how, what? Where did all this go? What happened?
Yeah.
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 So do you remember your 29th? That was only a couple of years ago.
No, like I remember my 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, like I celebrated my 30th more than I celebrated my 29th because I was just like, what's the point? Like, also I'm a December baby, so like my birthday gets lost in the holiday shuffle all the time. So I don't really celebrate my birthday because it's always like, oh, we have a party. We'll do it come the new year. I'm doing dry January. Let's do it come February. And then I'm like, I don't care anymore. I don't.
It's after Christmas then.
Yeah, it's at that point. I'm like, we've missed the boat. But
What's
however,
the
my
date?
third
What day?
the
is it?
11th. I'm the
No,
December
it's before
11th.
Christmas.
It's before Christmas, but it depending on what day it falls during the week, there's always like I had to when I planned my 30th, I told people in August because I just knew that no one would. I was like, everyone's going to have their whole month planned. So I had to be like, this is the plan. If you can make it, great. If not, let me know. But like, this is what we're doing. Because I was like, it's the only way I'm going to be able to get everyone I wanted to. And it was the only way I could.
How about those poor people that have December 24th, December 25th, December 31st?
So
Or
I
any
have
of those days from Christmas Eve to the end of the year.
So I have my sister's the 21st, my cousin's the 23rd, my other cousin's the 24th, my sister is the 27th, my niece is the 28th, my friend is the 29th, and my uncle is the 31st.
Brutal.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, we like by the time December's done, I feel like that meme of the black woman outside of Popeyes. You know, do you know what I'm talking about? Where she's just like sitting down on her lunch break. That's how my family feels after the month of December with how many birthdays and the holiday. It's just like, it's a lot.
Does it matter what color she is in the commercial? Is that relevant? Is that?
I mean, she's a black woman.
To remember it. Yeah.
But also, I will say this. My mom gave me really great advice after my 30th because I had a birthday party. My sister did. My other sister did. We had everything. She goes, guys, one piece of advice when you decide to, get married and settle down and have kids. I was like, what's the advice? She goes, don't have sex in the month of March.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, was this drunken St. Patrick's Day?
I am an Irish stereotype to my core, Leslie. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, makes sense then.
Makes sense.
I always like when you do the math and you go, oh, Christmas.
Mine's December 2nd.
Yeah.
So I got in early in the month so it doesn't collide with all that stuff.
Lucky you.
Yeah. I guess.
I wish. I guess.
I have the same birthday as Aaron Rodgers and Britney Spears. So you can figure out a little bit about me by just kind of outlining them a little bit and their weirdness. Kind of, yeah, a little bit.
If
think
you
this is
start
why we get
shaving
along.
your head on the show,
yeah,
or like stripping naked and dancing with knives, we'll know that you've gone total Britney on us.
Him and the cat are going to be dancing with the knives, Leslie.
With the knives. There you go.
When Jenna saw that before we went hot, as it's said in the business, she said, I have to have one of those.
Yes.
It is awesome. Thanks, Greg.
I love it so much. I need to find it. Once we're done, I will be going on Amazon to find that pin, and I will be buying a bunch of them.
Because, I mean, there are certain things that like touch a chord with us. And at some point, we all have to.
What is this? If somebody's new to the program, what is this?
It's a jar of fucks.
Yeah.
So we can give a fuck.
Here you
That's
go.
Because, we
I'll
all
be
have
giving
them,
one out later today.
and you got to have one of these jars. When Jenna first saw this on the program, I have to have that now at her bar, her family's bar. On the near south side of Chicago, she sometimes gives one away to a patron.
I know. Maybe I'll give. I think I'm going to give out a few tonight. I think I'll bring 4 with me. Yeah, I think I feel like giving out a few fucks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where's the bar now that you said that?
It's on the corner of 38th and Union, so just in the shadows of the ballpark. Not that anyone cares anymore because, we suck.
Talk about a shadow, and that ballpark is the White Sox ballpark.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Wow.
But, it was fun watching the Olympics. That brought me joy. That brought me a lot of joy.
All right. Nice. You were telling us also pre-show that you worked in a ketamine clinic. And the reason we got into this discussion, I was having this conversation with my wife, and I said, because all this Matthew Perry news has come out, and I was wondering why the other 5 friends didn't kind of monitor him. And I know it's not their position to do so, but they were always talking about how close they were, and they knew he had a problem. You got 5 that could rotate, because those kinds of problems, if you can see it early and then monitor it and kind of keep an eye on it, and when it's this far along, you might want to really take a look all the time. And the guy dies alone in his hot tub.
Yeah. That's harsh.
Yeah. It's just.
Did you read?
Like we said, maybe he wore out his welcome. There are certain times where
oh my God,
you give and give and give, and you just can't give enough
anymore.
They said in one of the articles that he got an injection of the ketamine, and it was so severe of an injection that he couldn't talk or walk for several hours. He just lied there. And he came around, and this doctor, I don't know why you would risk your career for this.
Because
anyway, you work at a ketamine clinic.
Yeah. When money is involved, I think people tend to not think straight.
Okay, I understand that, but Jesus, a whole career.
Oh, no, I believe me, I'm with you, Gary, but it's like, I think some people fall down the rabbit hole of they don't know when enough is enough. And that's clearly what this doctor did. He just clearly needed so much that it was never going to be enough. It was never going to be enough. And that's just terrible. But yeah, I worked at a ketamine clinic. I've had a lot of weird jobs, but that was definitely the weirdest.
How did you get this job? How does one go about working at a ketamine clinic?
A friend of mine, I call him my gay sugar daddy. He is a nurse practitioner.
Does it matter that he's gay? Does it matter that she was black?
No, it just adds to, I think, the descriptions, I think you just kind of take a picture. Yeah.
Right now you're a guy in a purple shirt.
Yeah.
White guy, purple shirt.
Purple shirt, yeah.
I'm a black man in a purple shirt.
I was looking for a job, and he's like, hey, we're opening up this clinic. He had worked for a practice, and they were branching off into doing ketamine, and he's like, and they're looking for someone to work at the front desk. Would you want to do it? You'd basically run the place. I was like, sure. I had never done anything like that before, but I was like, yeah, I can figure it out. And it was one of those things that it was, I don't know what's the nicest way to, it was heavy. It's heavy to be around, because the patients that were coming in were suffering and dealing with PTSD, severe OCD, anxiety, crippling pain. We had one who was a soldier who had again severe PTSD from the war.
Right.
So
a lot of military guys I've heard, and I've talked to some who've gone through the treatments, and they say it is miraculous.
It is. And so I think I was able to see how much it helped, because again, you'd see these people come in compared to when they finished, and it was it really was 2 different people. And I think they all felt like they were getting themselves back, and they were kind of finally in control of the car again. And it was one of those things that to be a small part of people getting better felt great. The other thing I've learned working in healthcare is obviously it's a very controlled environment. You had a very small dosage. And there's a lot of correlations that go into how much of a dosage you get based off of your weight, your sex. And there's a lot of different factors that go into it. So it's not you're getting a bunch. So the fact that Matthew Perry was passed out on the floor, unable to walk, I can't even imagine how much they injected him with then, because that's just so not safe in a bunch of ways. The other thing though that made me just really hate the whole healthcare system is when I found out how much we were charging for people. So obviously insurance covered some of it, but some people they didn't. So we were charging anywhere from like $250 to like $750 a session. And when you find out how much that vial is, it's like $20.
And you say obviously, but it might not be obviously that insurance covering this.
No, I mean, you have to, everyone's insurance is different. Like, because there are like your insurance might cover some, your insurance might cover the other. So my job was, I was like, here are the codes. You basically have to call your insurance company and ask them, because like Leslie's plan to Gary's plans to Jenna's plan might all be different. So we're all going to get a different bill at the end of the day. So I'm like, you have to call them, basically say like, have you met your deductible? If not, what is, like there's just all these different things that go into it. So the business side of it and like that side of it it just felt icky. Like,
well,
I don't know what's a stronger word. Exactly. It's just
stuff.
icky. Yeah. I'm like, we're not actually helping people. I feel like because it's like, if we were helping people, we would be, I don't think we would care about the like all of that, but like that's unfortunately the way that the world spins around, which is just a crock of crap in my opinion.
So you're treating people for anxiety, and then at the exact same time creating a situation that makes them anxious and nervous and upset because they can't afford the treatment that they desperately need. So
yeah. And some people, like some people, obviously it was like, go ahead, don't care. Other people, it was like, you could see that it was like, they thought about every penny that was going into each treatment that they were getting, so it's like the whole thing was just like,
Mark Cuban is aware of that and has instituted something to bring these prices into a reasonable cost, where he searches for the alternative and it's a fraction of what people are paying. And there's a website that he has. I saw him interviewed. This is amazing what he's doing. He's going after the healthcare prices next. That's his other great frontier to master, hopefully.
Love that. Absolutely.
I mean, really, how do they think people can pay for this? I mean, it's when I have these prescriptions, I see your insurance saved you $800. You paid $10. It would have cost $810. What? They're all like this. What is this stuff made out of? I know they do a lot of research to get to these great cures.
There is that R&D.
Jesus, they're going to make money. I don't think there's any question.
How much is enough?
Well, and when you look at if you get a chance and ever watch the series Dope Sick, and you follow the Sackler family who owns Purdue Pharma. And honestly, they were so involved in the opioid epidemic, and it was all because they wanted more money. And these are people who are insanely wealthy already. And yet they were willing to just look at these human lives as numbers on a page and so be it. We just want a bigger bottom line.
Well, that's why we drink. Because
hell yeah, no.
Let's get to it.
So Jenna, every month she joins us with a drink that she has put together. Either it's something that's been standard for a long time or something that she's invented. And she was telling us she was over at her relatives the other day and they went, "Hey Jenna, make us a drink."
My Aunt Kim said, "Get up, start whipping out some cocktails." I said, "Okay, Aunt Kim." So the fun part about when you go over to someone's house and you don't have your bar is you really have to get creative of what you have and what's going to complement each other. And I kind of was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see it. So this is basically Jenna's twist on a limoncello martini. Okay. And I started this as I made these via shots because they wanted like lemon drop shots kind of. And my aunt said this would be great in a martini glass. And I said, that's what I'm going to make next week. So here's what we're going to do. All right. You're going to take a jigger, any type of glass, basically that you're going to shake it in. Also make sure you chill your martini. Mine has been chilling now for a very long time. We're going to do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. All right. Dump that baby in. Then we're going to take some fresh lemon juice. Obviously you can do the store-bought. That's fine. I just think fresh is always better. We're going to squeeze half of it in. This is a juicy lemon. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that to be so juicy.
Don't
it's
lie.
Very big.
Is it juicy? Do not lie.
I won't. Okay. This is what I think made this really good. Okay. You're going to add just 1/4 ounce of blood orange bitters. Okay. Now, again, why should that go in a limoncello martini? It doesn't, but that's why this is Jenna's twist on a limoncello martini. Okay. We're just doing a teensy weensy ounce. Then take your vodka. Now, I know everyone's going to be like, pour it in nice and strong. No, guys, okay? Whenever you're making a drink, you always want to make sure that it's balanced and that it evens out because it's easier for you to drink and you're going to be more likely to drink another one. So we are doing 1.5 ounces of vodka. Honestly, this could be good with any liquor of choice, but I'm just doing vodka because it made sense. Is that your cat, Leslie? I see a tail.
It is.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what would it be?
Something really weird is going down now. That's Angus.
I was like, what's going
He
on?
does not
All right.
have a knife in his mouth.
Okay. Then we are going to shake it. Okay. So make sure it's on nice and secure. And then shake it. Okay.
Oh, yummy.
Yummy. All right.
That sounds good. What do you always tell us? You use all of your senses, and
Yes.
sometimes hearing is
Hearing
part
is
of
one
it.
too. All right. Then we're going to pour her into our little martini glass. You're going to leave about like 1 finger room at the top. And then this is where you're going to add the LaCroix Limoncello Club Soda. And you're just going to top it off. Okay. Take a little lemon peel, little spritz it on the outside. Oh, that was pretty. I see this where we got to get like a really close camera so you guys can see all this beauty. But there you have.
Oh,
is.
That looks so refreshing. And I could just see your aunt and uncle and Josephine and Uncle Bob.
Kim.
She's the best. We love her.
No, it was so there was a group of 6 of us around and we had these little shot glasses. And so I poured them. And normally, like taking shots are like, nah, like, there's always one person that doesn't like it, right? Everyone was like, Jenna. And I was like, I go, that might be the best thing I've ever made, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's
your own recipe. That's something you just put together after your family demanded it.
Yeah, they demand a lot of alcohol from me, a lot of craft creation. But I really do think it was this blood orange bitters. Again, it's not a lot, but I think it's just enough that it complements the lemon with it, which made it all come together really good. And again, it's not a lot. Like, you can drink this, I think, like all day, if I'm being honest. But again, like with the rule with martinis is like after 2, it's too many. They're like tits. You don't need more than two. Okay.
Say what now?
You don't know the martini rule, Gary?
He does now.
What is that?
He's not going to be able to forget it.
The rule with martinis is after 2, it's too many. It's like you only need 2 tits. You don't need more than 2 tits.
Okay, we got the gay sugar daddy. We got the black woman with her head down, and we got a bumper
I'm
sticker.
gonna send you the meme. There's gotta be someone in the comments that knows what I'm talking about because it's the greatest meme. It's like one of the funniest memes of all time. It's just that, like, after a long weekend, and this woman is just exhausted, and we've all been there, mind, body, and soul, at one point in our lives, where we're just like, okay, God, this is good.
I'll bet it is. It looks summery.
Yeah. We need to, I like you guys are saying, we need to do a thing where we can all be together because I want to make us all drinks together.
Yeah, we should do a remote at the bar. That would be nice too.
That would be fun. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Okay. This is going
Jenna,
down too good.
Always a pleasure. We'll see you. I can't believe it's September. We're talking
I know.
about it.
Oh, Gary, by the way, I forgot to tell you. My mom, all of her pumpkins are out.
Come on.
Yeah, they're out. I saw them today. They're all out. Witches and
real pumpkins.
Skeleton. Not real pumpkins, but the ones you buy at Home Goods, but they're out. The pumpkins are out.
Plastic. So
still
they're plastic. Otherwise, if you put them out carved now, in about a month, they're going to be mush.
Oh yeah, no, not real, fake, very fake, very fake pumpkins.
Too early.
But they're great. I don't know.
No, Hobby
Starbucks is
Lobby,
back.
Home Depot, Ace Hardware. I've been in any number of stores and they are stocked. They are so ready for Halloween now.
And I guess Starbucks has released pumpkin spice too. I've heard
Yes,
that.
yesterday. Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Pumpkin the breaks. I still have
know.
watermelon in the fridge. Let's hold on here.
It's not even
Yeah.
Labor Day yet. Yeah.
I know, it's wild. I still
Hate
have
when
more time to
people
wear
do that.
white.
Yes, we're good for. Well, summer ends next week. At the end of
Yes.
next week,
Mhm.
I will. That's how I work it. June, July, August. That's summer. But I will take any good weather into November if it's still there. Those of us who live in the north, we have to just suck up every day.
Fingers crossed.
But if you're in Arizona, like some of our listeners, viewers,
Yeah, so
it'll be down to 70 in December, and they'll be, oh, this is good because they're in the desert.
no, thank you.
Do you
I
still
like the
have your
cold.
white belt and shoes on, Gary?
Not after Labor Day.
No.
That's a
Till
shame.
now.
No, they get put away.
That's a shame. Dang, dang, dang.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Always good.
Awesome.
Did we want to set up the giveaway or do?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
let's take a look
do
at the
that.
giveaway.
So, Greg. Oh my goodness. In addition to the pin that I will not be giving away, because it is now it's a fave. It's an immediate fave.
He must have sent you 50, 60 different things, though.
Okay, so I laid everything out on the kitchen tables so you could see just how jam-packed this box was. But I am including a couple of things today that should catch your eye. We have a Batmobile Hot Wheels. Is that not cool? And it's it's gold colored, but it's purple on the inside too. So, Greg, how about this? I mean,
Clutch Cargo. Sweet.
Oh
What is
my
that?
God. It's a
What is
Clutch
it?
Cargo DVD, and it's in there even. Holy
It's
smokes.
even in there. There's even a DVD in the
I know.
case.
And here's the thing, just having the Clutch Cargo DVD case would be good enough, but no, it was right in there with it. So, I mean, come on. I
That's
can't
clutch.
give out everything that he sent this week, but there was one other thing. Oh, I'm going to include, a radiation pin, because you can't have my cat with the knife in its
I
mouth
like
pin.
that a lot.
Isn't that
I'd
cool?
wear that. Yeah.
Well, there's one more, and if you play your cards right, I think Greg wouldn't mind.
And if there's a deck of cards in there, I'll play those.
I promised that I would give this away, and this came from our friend Blaze. His friend makes these really beautiful coasters, and it's a high-end, high-line cocktail coaster. We're going to throw in some tattoos, because you just can't get enough temporary tattoos these days, a measuring tape, some stickers. We got a Mario Brothers and a Yeti sticker, candy necklace. Oh my God, candy
necklaces. Sweet.
God love Tracy from Wisconsin, because we got bendables, we got ball liquors, we've got our friend Scott from Scott's Vintage Antiques and Collectibles. I'm throwing in a political pin, but it
What is
has
that?
nothing to do with this year's. It's Beverly Falwell, representative, but it has nothing to do with this year's elections. So
Was
that's
that Jerry
the way we go.
Falwell's wife?
I don't know. I should have
That's
done
all I can
some
think
homework
of.
on it, but anyway.
Otherwise, I don't know who the hell that is.
Our friends from Oh Yes, seriously, always a koozie bracelet and
Nice
a
koozie.
guitar pick. Even though Alan's not with us this week, we have a refrigerator magnet from him. We have some sparkly.
Oh my God, it keeps coming.
Oh, did I tell you this was going to be an awesome
This-
giveaway or what? And finally, the prize that started it all,
The condom.
your very own wine condom. There you go.
Nice.
And
All right.
we got new stock, and so this is
I
coming
think-
for a while.
Should it be hashtag ketamine?
Why not?
You're going to have to help me spell that, kids.
That's
I
a
think
Ketamine,
Ketamine, right?
Ketamine. Ketamine. Yep.
Let's do that again.
K-E-T-A.
Ryan's funny because Ryan texts us all the time, but he uses voice to text. So there are times where his texts require just a little bit of
don't make any
examination.
sense.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. And then it's like a decoder ring. You finally figure it out.
K-E-T-A-M-I-N?
M-I-N-E.
Okay.
There you go.
Got it. Let me
put that in the queue if you want to participate, and then the computer will pick the winner in a few minutes.
Okay.
All set?
All set. Collecting entries.
All right. Hashtag
and once again, if you've won recently, please let other people have a chance. There will be more giveaways for,
ever.
Thanks to Greg from Decula, Georgia, or Decula. Honestly, it was so weird that when all that arrived, because there were all these vortices that converged, and the name Decula, Georgia came up on the radio. I turned on the radio, boom, and I hear that, and it's like, what the hell, man? That was, and the host of that show was going, is it Decula or Decula? But it's like Dracula without the R. But anyway, and then my angel number 711 showed up. Gary's number 328 showed up, and it's like, okay, there's some good juju happening.
Yeah, the angel numbers we'll discuss when we have more time. That
Right.
seems to be a thing. And I did it as an opening for one of the premium shows. I talked about it. Okay, let's take care of these fine sponsors of the cocktail show. That would be first, Bettenhausen Automotive.
Get 0% on your new Jeep at Bettenhausen Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Celebrate summer with a new Jeep. Right now, get your new Jeep Grand Cherokee, new Jeep Wrangler, or new Jeep Compass with 0% financing. Hurry in. The Make This the Summer event ends soon. Get 0% on your new Jeep. Your best Jeep buying experience starts now. Showroom open 24/7 at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
0% is a financing number. That's a good number. 0 when you're talking about financing. Yeah. All right. And David Hochberg is your guy for refis, mortgages, all that stuff. And the rates have gone down. You might want to jump if you're thinking of buying. Here, you're still not sure. Call him for the free consultation. And you can't beat that. It's free. And then hopefully you'll do business with Team Hochberg. He's licensed in 35 states. All right. Ryan, hello.
You're muted.
You're muted.
How are you? I can spell ketamine now.
Attaboy. Okay, we have some pictures to show.
We do.
What do we got?
I'm going to actually go turn up my camera so then it will do it this way.
Okay. Joe Pro sent me this because of all this talk about, fall's coming. And he said, remember when you would put your dickie on in the fall? And that's Joe Pro with his dickie. We're coming up to dickie weather. Dickie Weather used to be my radio name. And I had a dickie, and I can't imagine why we thought this was something, but we all did. This was huge in its day. It was a faux turtleneck. We didn't want the whole sweater. We just wanted the turtleneck. And then if you wore a certain type shirt or whatever, you could see the outline of the dickie.
Well, you couldn't wear it with a light colored sweater or an
some
open
people
weave.
did.
Yeah, but in some cases, it really is kind of a wise little accessory.
But it fell out of favor. And I'm thinking, this is not just that era that had some goofy looking stuff. The current era, and Ryan, if you could bring up that guy with the suit, with the tie, that guy, that style, which seems to hang on. I can't believe this is a thing. The whole button, the jacket, and then the tie drops down, and it looks like you're a sack of potatoes. Straining.
Forgive me, but is that coat fitted properly? Should you ever see those kind of pulls coming from that?
But they all do
button?
when they do that with the tie. They want to show the bottom of the tie, so they button. It's really bad. That's worse than the dickie.
There you go. So cut the dickie some slack. That is.
We'll go back. We'll go this
Yeah.
way and then go back.
Okay, I talked about this in an opening on the premium show from several weeks ago. Robotic dentistry. Mark Zuckerberg's father is into this robotic dentistry. He's a dentist, and now they're doing surgery or doing crowns and stuff with robots. A robot will drill the thing and put the crown in. That's your dentist in the future.
At least it's not going to talk to you when you have that thing in your mouth with the vacuum and then you're trying to answer. But now here's my question. Will this bring down the cost of
course
having
not.
dental implants?
Of course not. Just like they said, if we pumped our own gas, it would be cheaper.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
That CDs would be cheaper than 12-inch vinyl. That's bullshit. It's
That
all
was
bullshit.
BS.
Everything's bullshit.
Not,
by the way,
not nonsensical, just
it's
regular.
just bullshit, regular bullshit. That robotic arm, an hour before that, was putting together an SUV at a Ford plant and then walked over and started working on this guy's mouth.
Oh, boy.
All right. What else you got, Ryan? Okay. September 22nd is the first day of fall. Not today, not tomorrow. Put down the pumpkin and stop being a life ruiner. P.S. Pumpkin spice causes constipation.
Oh, does it truly?
I don't know, but let's just say it does.
Okay.
Okay.
Although you like to go with meteorological fall, and
I will end my summer at the end of August. Yes, because it's cleaner that way, but I don't want it to end. I don't, but that's how I like it. I like it neat. June, July, August, and then September, October, November is fall. Okay, this was sent to me by a listener. Skywriting, that's a thing. I don't know if it's that big a deal anymore. It used to be really big back in a certain era. And the message was Gary hearts Doris, and then the letters drifted on Doris, and Gary loves hearts penis. Do you see that?
Ah, boy.
Yeah. I'm not paying for that.
Which might be why they don't do so much skywriting.
Right. You don't see it much anymore, do you?
No.
Remember, we used to see it all the time 40, 50 years ago. It was all the time, it seemed.
I was at an air and water show, and they had a plane hauling one of those big sky banners. And those things just look really dangerous, like too big in proportion to the plane. And I'm just expecting a gust of wind to screw that up.
Yeah, they have it figured out, apparently. Okay, what else? That it, Ryan?
That is it.
Okay. Leslie, you want to do a story or two, and then we'll hit the button?
I can do a story. Let's do one that I teased. A karate expert in Japan who broke the jaw of a haunted house actor has lost his countersuit. The man, who admitted to having some adult beverages prior to entering this haunted house called the Tokei Kyoto Studio Park back in 2011, was ordered by the court to pay damages totaling close to $70,000 for the damage he caused to this person's face. He, though, in turn, filed a countersuit, arguing that the operators of the haunted house bore some responsibility for the beatdown he gave one of their resident ghosts. He claimed the park should have better trained those people on how to prevent an attack. He also suggested that the whole thing could have been avoided had they just prevented him from entering due to his intoxication. The court wasn't buying any of this, and so he's back to having to pay.
That's like that argument about these car thefts that have accelerated with certain models. And somebody came out and said, they make it too easy. Is there a lock on the door? Yes. Do you need a key to start it? Yes. So it's the car company's fault that there are ne'er-do-wells out there.
Well, and that's it. And so,
well, why did he hit the ghost?
Because the ghost scared him and he was drunk and he just I believe he karate kicked this ghost in the face and then beat them. And so,
it's the alcohol. Again, blame it on the alcohol. Traffic. There's the top of the hour tone. Traffic, weather, sports, news, whatever, back in 15.
I was on terrestrial radio this week and had to readjust my head to that whole thing about where you don't get to just go with the flow and get something going and
Leslie
enjoy
alerted
the
me
momentum.
that she was going to be on this show, so I turn it on and they're talking for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 minutes, and the host goes, Leslie, hold on, we'll be back in about 8 minutes. And I'm thinking, you just started. It's after 7 in the evening where radio, advertising, everything kind of tapers off, so you have a little more room, I thought, but no, stick to that format.
They're still following that format. So, and I may be on the show again. So if you shout out to John Records Landecker, we used to be partners, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. He may not want me back. Oh no, he said he wants me back. Well.
You sound like Hank Kimball now. No, really. I want to be on. No, well, maybe I will. No,
maybe I won't. I don't know. But
hell,
we got to give it. Oh shoot! And I guess was it Sandy who says I shouldn't say the word? She's tired of hearing it, but there, I'm going to give one of these away too.
One of those, whatever that is. All right, you ready to give it away?
Let's do it.
Here it is. The button will be pushed. Ryan, hit that button. Hashtag ketamine. Who's going to win all? And it is Sandy Sheridan.
Hey, Jadine, if you're still out there, I want to send you your prize package. It's been sitting here for a while, but Sandy,
have a backup in the shipping room.
Sorry,
Sandy is the wife of Brian. I think she already has the koozies.
Yeah, maybe I should save that. I'll ask her if.
Yeah, she can put that back in.
Sandy, do you want the koozie?
I think she can get them by just walking to the next room. I'm sure she has those.
Okay. Might be out in the garage or something, but
all right. Okay, that's it. Another cocktail show in the bag, like we are. Here we go with the cannoli coming down the aisle. It's complimentary. Please take it. It's delicious. Look at it. Nice. What about the schnauzer this weekend?
So what happens when you mix your schnauzer with some ketamine? Is that a good thing? Or
wow.
I would seek professional consultation before
that's a party.
Yeah.
3 in the green, gear is down, flaps are down, the voice of the globe, America's podcast, the GarrForce. We'll see you on Monday. No, we won't. We'll talk to you. We'll see you next Friday with the Titanic cars. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting, right? All right. We have landed.
And that's all the news and nonsense for this week, GarrForce. Thank you for streaming.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Please be sure to like and share the show on all of your social networks.
More eyeballs.
If you're not already a subscriber, show your support by subscribing to GarrForce Live YouTube channel. For those watching a replay, that button is right here. All the rest of our episodes, right here.
Boom.
Hello.
Shakalaka.
Did you click something?